It's not unusual that when God wants to get your attention because he has something he wants to say to you, or maybe he wants to make a change in the direction of your life, or something he wants to do through you, he may get your attention by giving you a lack of peace, or what I've heard Dr. Charles Stanley call a restless spirit. In Esther chapter 6, verse 1 is a great example of this. It says, "That night the king could not sleep. So he ordered the book of the Chronicles, the record of his reign, to be brought in and read to him." As a result of this restless spirit God had given to him, he got up and he was having the record of his reign read to him, and he discovered an event, a critical event, that had happened in the past that God used to actually save the Jewish people. And so God will use a restless spirit or a lack of peace to get our attention. I remember when I'd been pastoring my first church for about 4.5 years, one day I just suddenly began to feel this sense of restlessness, this lack of fulfillment and contentment. It just something seemed wrong, something seemed off, and I couldn't figure out what it was. I was disturbed by that. I wondered if something was wrong between me and God, and I confessed every sin I could think of, and I wondered if I was, discouraged, or I pondered, is it possible I could even be depressed and I haven't even realized it? And so, I prayed and I prayed, and the more I prayed, rather than it bringing me more peace, it seemed to do the opposite. It seemed to bring me a lack of peace. And so I was really confused. But in retrospect, I look back on that now and I realize that that was God getting my attention through this restless spirit, this lack of peace. And that began a process of me seeking the Lord and God beginning to change my heart, which resulted in moving me from the pastorate there in my hometown to begin to pastor the church where I am now, Brookhaven Church in Dallas. And so God will use a peace in your heart to guide you, but he'll also use a lack of peace. And so don't ignore this restless spirit that God will sometimes use to guide your life.